with the data. The NHS gave Palantir access to millions of British citizens' medical records with which they could train their data analysis models. In 2017, Bitcoin shot up in price when his VC, the Founders Fund, bought an estimated $15 to $20 million worth. I don't think it's a coincidence that the same people who are funding CIA-backed data analysis firms have direct ties to the Cambridge Analytica scandal and are scraping NHS data are also funding blockchain technology. Do you really think Web3 is going to be about privacy and being in charge of your own data? In 2017, the Teal Network came together in the UK. This is a network of conservative academics, including Jordan Peterson, who are attempting to influence government policy on free speech. Free speech being code for normalizing white nationalism. Palantir's chief of staff has attended meetings with Christian theologians at Cambridge University's Faculty of Divinity, with Jordan Peterson in attendance. Their common concern was the increasing threat from the advancement of a liberal agenda to traditional Christian religious and theological beliefs, including an unnerving fascination with race science. Unknown to most, Peterson seems to be sympathetic to scientific racism despite disavowing far-right views, but tends to only admit this, and in carefully guarded terms, in specific discussions.
There are profound and virtually irremediable differences in people's cognitive performance, and that those differences have a very solid biological and heritable basis. The Ashkenazi Jews, for example, have on average a 15-point advantage over the rest of the Caucasian population, which is sufficient to account for their radical overrepresentation in positions of authority and influence and productivity. Of course, that was laid out to some degree in the bell curve back in the 1990s.
Peter has now left his position on the board of Facebook so he can spend more time supporting the campaign for Donald Trump's re-election, being Silicon Valley's most outspoken supporter of him.
Now we are told that the great debate is about who gets to use which bathroom. This is a distraction from our real problems. Who cares?
He's now heavily invested in Ethereum, Bitcoin, and EOS blockchain technology, and in addition has direct control of the most advanced data algorithms in the world. In 2011, Peter's plans of developing a private island free of all government regulation was scuppered when he came to realise that it was not quite feasible. The residents of the nearby French Polynesian islands had argued that they didn't get much say in the proposed plans to build the supposedly self-sustaining islands just off their shore, and only benefited the rich residents wanting to avoid tax. Funny that. This is a phenomenon libertarians have always dreamed of, and it's called seasteading.
Innovative political systems could serve humanity better than governments do today. That's why we work to enable seasteads, floating cities which will give people opportunities to peacefully test new ideas about living together. The most successful will become thriving new societies, inspiring change around the world. We're creating this future because governments profoundly affect our lives, and improving them would unlock enormous human potential.
The aim of Ethereum, it seems to me, is Teal's second chance at seasteading. He wants to cyber seastead on a cloud economy, beholden to no government regulations and no tax. But
joining
he
on
needs
Mono was
people
grayed out.
to
Yeah, that's
jump
cool.
onto his seastead. And what better way to get people to jump than to tell people that there's treasure on the island? Crypto is worthless as a currency, but it's the perfect marketing strategy. It means Google and Facebook will no longer have all of Silicon Valley's precious data, but the largest companies to build on the blockchain will instead. And they won't be held back by silly regulations like GDPR if they get their own way. And remember, a blockchain is immutable. They'll potentially have access to a much larger pool of data than Google and Facebook have right now. This isn't the masses fighting the 1%. This is the 5% fighting the 1%.
Click on settings.
For data.
Windows
Sure, you can
settings.
choose to have an NFT of your medical records on the chain, but we will eventually get to the point where it's made so easy and convenient for you to have, say, your medical records or your mortgage details on the chain that it would be almost
Windows gaming.
stupid not to. We're already on the trajectory towards completely transparent data profiles right now. We purchase more and more devices and download more and more apps every day for the purposes of convenience, and we're beginning to accept that this just means that your data will belong to that company.
Okay,
But
I'll do
in the
it.
future, it will belong to all companies that build on the blockchain. It would be stupid not to build your app on the blockchain. There would be no hope of your tech startup being competitive if you didn't.
Microsoft,
As
are you
Satoshi
watching?
Nakamoto said themselves, it takes advantage of the nature of information,
Blue check
being
mark.
easy to spread, but hard to stifle. They would like a society governed by code written by them, without having to deal with the inconvenient nuances of a progressing society involving racial tensions or the experiences of trans people or Congress holding them back with rules and regulations. But the world isn't
Enable
a
the
logic
corona.
puzzle that a Russian computer programmer can just
Enable.
code us out of. The
Enable
human
recording?
experience will never escape feelings and needs that go beyond rigid code. This is a utopian vision based on an engineer's entirely systemic analysis of how a society should be governed. Cultural and political contexts eradicated. The entire system is hard-coded to realize the whims
Go to the
of
G-spot.
the richest in
can't find
society.
the
A free
G-spot.
market
I
is
can't
a
find it.
type of democracy, but one where the poor get the fewest votes.
Hold Windows,
And
press G.
this is exactly
holding
how a
Windows and
DAO
pressing
works,
G,
and this is exactly how proof of stake
Gee whiz,
works.
nothing's happening.
Consensus power over the whole chain for the
Click on
rich.
settings.
Ones
Nothing's happening.
for the poor, and you'll be so poor you'll be compelled to sell more of your
Enable.
data
Enable.
to the
Enable
rich.
recording?
This was already proven with the catastrophic
Windows
failure of
G.
Ethereum's first ever DAO. The DAO, when the blockchain was hard forked to
Windows
reverse
settings.
a hack,
Nothing's
draining
happening.
their investors
Xbox
of
game
$50
bar.
million. The VCs didn't want to lose their money,
Xbox
so they
game bar.
changed the rules. The
I'm in
unforked
game bar.
chain, Ethereum Classic, still exists, but its crypto is only worth $25 now. So I wonder why most people chose the chain that the rich people
Enable.
chose. And if you
Enable
really want a
recording?
sinking realization of how bad this could get if it were devoid of any regulation, just Google assassination politics. Back to present day, and blockchain technology advocates are pushing the idea of social media on the blockchain. On a protocol which records the history of
Xbox
everything
game
you've ever done
bar.
online, the incentive to remain completely anonymous is absolutely paramount. This could give rise to an increase in far-right ideologies peddled online, culminating in terrible situations if left to develop unregulated. It's quite hard to conceptualize what the future they're envisioning
Click
would
on
look like
settings.
right now,
Nothing's happening.
in much the same way that someone
Blue
in the
check mark.
80s
Click
couldn't
on the check mark.
envision what the iPhone can do right now. So try to think of it like this. Bitcoin wants to be a simple peer-to-peer payment app on your iPhone. Ethereum wants to be the iPhone. All of the data on the
Hold Windows,
blockchain
press G.
is the large
I am holding
chip
Windows and pressing
in
G.
this iPhone. It's a
and
ginormous database
gee
of
whiz, nothing's
everybody's
happening.
medical records, social media presence, past and present, financial history, your
Go to the
life
G-spot.
story, your loves, your hates, everything.
Windows
Based
G.
on this ginormous database, using patterns that
Enable.
AI has found, it can accurately predict
Where are your
the actions
bands?
of any human being on Earth,
Windows
even
G
if you go
invite.
fully off-grid and none of your personal data has been contributed. Now imagine that the DAOs, the large companies that build on the blockchain that will inevitably become very powerful, are the main apps on your home screen. So one of them could be a marketing company DAO. A company could come along to this marketing company DAO, perhaps a pharmaceutical company selling drugs, and they could say to the marketing DAO, I want you to use all the data you have on the blockchain to start advertising my drugs to not just everybody who might need them now, but everybody who is likely to need them in the future. I would like you to plant our brand into their brain, 5 or 10 years in advance. Hey, why not maybe push them into becoming addicted to other products that will cause them to need our drug in the future? And then say you might have another app on this Ethereum iPhone called the Military Industrial Complex. So fuck knows who will have access to those powers at that point, but the Military Industrial Complex could be one huge DAO. Based on the data, it could draw out an entire roadmap for invading a country based on its weakest entry points and weakest individuals. It could disseminate extremely intelligent veiled propaganda to citizens. The war could be over in minutes. The algorithm would immediately decide who lives and who dies, only responding to votes cast by anonymous and wealthy token holders. And just in case you were thinking this sounds far-fetched, Peter Thiel's company, Palantir, have already had their algorithms used to decide which ICE detainees to arrest. It has been used to fuel the biggest deportation raid in US history, the infamous Brock's 120 raid and the 107-11 raids. He already oversees the algorithms that decide the fates of immigrant families' lives. During that huge US raid, 443 people were arrested, and almost none of them could be prosecuted. Yet there was no human to blame for the poor profiling. Where code is king, you can only blame the algorithm. Oh, and he plans to live until he's 120 years old by taking HGH and blood transfusions from the young.
$1 trillion. And now the mark. Oh! Oh! It went to zero! Yo!
But will the data revolution happen? That's a tough one. I do believe this is a bubble and that all of the tech is clearly overvalued for reasons I've laid out, but it doesn't mean that it will pop in spectacular fashion, depending on how long the VCs and the vaporware developers can drag it out. If it does deflate or pop, however, the VC investors will not allow it to leave their billionaire clients in the red. Without access to sophisticated algorithms, retail investors will be left in the dirt. That's just an inevitability, and the worrying concentration of those with far-right conspiratorial tendencies who have bought into these schemes may have the rug spectacularly pulled out from under them, and they're going to get angry. Will they turn to socialism to try and fix these problems? I don't think so. The crypto evangelist population skews heavily towards a sort of new age, libertarian, anti-government, right-wingism, and when they see their financial dreams evaporate, they will likely set their sights for revenge on the things that they already despise. The broad effect will lead to a large number of newly angry, bitter, disillusioned, hopeless people who are too steeped in the culture wars to turn towards working class solidarity, and instead turn towards hate. The delusion that salvation from capitalism can be found in new, more clever capitalism is incredibly seductive and always wrong. We may be forced to integrate this technology into society in the long run, and people like Andrew Yang even believe that it could be a force for eradicating poverty. And to do this, he wants to set up a DAO to lobby the government, one that gives more voting power to the rich. But VCs have been wrong in the past. They said that we'd have air taxis by now to take us to the airport. What we actually got was more traffic, but in a tunnel underground.
Oh my, there's a traffic jam. Oh.
Here's an idea. How about trains? AI, gene editing, robotics, blockchain, and 3D printing are all predicted as being the future. And they could be right, or they could be very wrong. But if they're right, it needs to be carefully regulated and seen over by the correct people. Otherwise, we will suffer from unfettered capitalism and rampant inequality in ways that we've never seen before. I have nothing against an automated revolution because this could lead to humans having to work less, and this would mean more time for art, and none of it would be of fucking apes. But In the hands of the people that it's in now, it could lead to an elitist owner class and jobless masses. Currently, 47% of US jobs are threatened by automation, and this could go up to 80%. And with an economy based on digital ownership and smart contracts, the elite could collect royalties on every transaction. The idea of renting digital assets from an owner class is already being thrown around. If left to its own devices, I think that this could lead to some sort of tech neo-feudalism. Or, it's probably nothing. Web3 wants to take politics as we know out of many things, but not to be neutral, but to take democratic rights and rules for participation away. When only the code decides, and there is no place for debate and political struggle, how do the disenfranchised get heard? How do the powerless organise and revolt? Politics is about struggle, about people having different interests and fighting for them, and often against their political opponents. Web3 doesn't want to stay out of it, it wants it to stop. Whether it happens or not, the conclusion that I've come to is this. Satoshi Nakamoto created blockchain technology after the financial crash in 2008 and successfully marketed it as giving power back to the people. And people still believe that to this day. But the people behind blockchain technology didn't want to help the protesters of Occupy Wall Street. They wanted to be the people on the balcony with the champagne. But if the bubble pops, OpenSea will be pretty much worthless, so I might buy it and change the code to redirect everyone's NFT JPEG links to GoatSea. Full circle, baby!
The Coinbase app has got my man in trance. Now he's trying to say this is the future of finance. I tried to say your money's set with HSBC. It's the third time you've forgotten your private key. A bot drained all the apes from your MetaMask wallet. Now you never leave the house without a thumb drive in your pocket. He said you're saving up for a mortgage deposit. I said it's a Ponzi scheme and I don't care what you call it. He said stop flooding, you'll never flood me until you stop talking about Merkle trees. He said we're all gonna make it. I said where's your Lambo? He said not long now. And I said yeah bro, you never get rich or pancake swap or scrolling through Discord looking for the next airdrop. He's fully immersed in a decentralized con. Now his profile picture's a hexagon. Went out for dinner but he was acting hostile, cause they wouldn't take Bitcoin cause it's volatile. I had to pay a fee but I think I touched a nerve, cause he won't shut up about the Federal Reserve. Now it's the type of guy who follows Gary Vee and says things like we're projecting 3% yields Q1 through Q3. I say why would someone buy a stupid NFT? Then he didn't talk to me for 2 whole weeks. He said stop flooding, said you'll never flood me until you've stopped talking about Merkle trees. He said we're all gonna make it. I said where's your Lambo? He said not long now. And I said yeah bro, you're never getting rich on pancake swap or scroll through Discord looking for the next airdrop. He's fully immersed in a decentralized con. Now his profile picture's a hexagon. His profile picture's a hexagon. His profile picture's a hexagon.
Sorry, Zia, Alyx, Josiah Brown, Alexander Young, David S. Music, RGW, Lena Flair, Maria Papatelli, Eric Darlin, Brett Island, Lola, Carl Eric Patrick Iverson. Women don't pee out of their butts, Octo Brad, 67, or Jets Tolshaw, Skunkhead, Gareth Welch, Oswald Chew, Atacop, Benshaw, Tiaz, Makaita, Paul Booker, Ostra, Alexander Vukaskovic, Divisible Ray, Sunte 83, Justin Smith, Dave Kelly, Milanu, Garrett, Tanner, Brandy Gray, Buffy Tusk, Easybake Irvin, Vlad, Morozov, Astron Hulster, Dunning, Kruger, Pressure Child, Michael Porter, Alfie, Moogly, Machina, Max, Conan Elegant, William Wallace, Kane, Bailey, Thomas Denzel Young, Agent VX, Kate Hinchman, Jason Silver, Queen, HTH, Zach R, Larry N, Martin King, Steve Dorrance, Brent, Andrews, Catherine Esbel, Mocha, Leafa, Senior, Brainwash, Paul Woods Jr., Christopher Camper, Sam Murdoch, Zoe the Chance, Mitch, Milk, Moonshine, Wildcats, Mitch Elias, 3 Minute Mile, Elite Clean Fleet, Enderina, Cara Gonzalez, McGee, Omi Johnson, Laura, Doherty, Quit Stepper, MJ, Evan Gale, Music is Magic, Alice, Transformer, Samuel of New Westminster, Nancy Kawita, Paris, Emma Marion, Lou, and Emily Reisman German, and Ashley Bl-
Excuse me, guys. Check my
Never take the goggles off.
But it's okay, because you're in control of who has your data now, and your dirty fiat currency didn't devalue by 2% over the entire year. That might be what happens if Web3 actually takes off, but it seems that for some reason people actually want to stop this from happening? Welcome back to the Munecat channel. Are you ready for another rabbit hole that would confuse the shit out of a small Victorian child? Oh, and if you're a crypto bro watching this video, yes, I'm about to FUD. I am gonna FUD so hard! To understand the intention behind Web 3, you need to understand Web 1 and Web 2. Those of you who don't have back problems might not remember Web 1, so let Grandma Moon explain. It involved Neopets, Netscape browsers, dedicating half of your desk space to your CRT monitor, watching Napster take 3 hours to download the latest newfound glory pop punk hit in 96 kilobits per second, only to open it and find out that it's
2 girls, 1 cup.
physical fights with your siblings over who gets to use the landline, hamsterdance.com, chain emails that threatened you with a 7-year curse, janky browsers on your Sony Ericsson flip phone.
You got mail.
It's a hyperlink to
Dirty.
signing in and out of MSN Messenger to try and get the attention of Brandon, Windows XP, right.
yeah, dude! But, you know.
Great Halloween parties begin at Walgreens. Candy, party decorations, masks, costumes, makeup. Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
Every year, a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink. It can happen this Halloween. You give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates. Kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink.
Hell no, I'm not going in there. I don't have a flashlight.
Halloween, Toys R Us doesn't miss a trick, and the prices are a treat. We've got costumes for all Toys R Us kids, even grown-ups, and loads of fun.
Turn into the creatures they really are with new Paws Halloween makeup kits.
Tales of horror that will give you the
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty. You should have received something in the mail about your car's extended warranty. Since we have not gotten a response, we are giving you a final courtesy call before we close out your file. Press 2 to be removed and put on our do not call list. Press 1 to speak with someone about possibly extending or reinstating your car's warranty.
Hello, Italian Joe.
Dear Great Pumpkin, I'm looking forward to your arrival on Halloween night.
They're back, all the little Peanuts characters, in a happy Halloween special, filled with ghosties and ghoulies and things that go bump in the night. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Monday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Everyone wants to zap gold cake with vanilla.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance. It's the night he came home. Halloween 2, Thursday at 8 on Channel 17.
This is my real name together. I'm sorry, guys.
kids tell you not to come here? Gosh, Burger Chef, it's Wolfburger the werewolf!
Where can I get delicious burgers? Where can I get fun food? Where, oh where?
At Burger Chef!
Where? And now at participating...
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Monday at 8, 7 Central Mountain. Nightmare. Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald. It's the night he came home. Halloween 2, Thursday. Parental discretion advised.
yeah, dude.
Oh, hey. Would you like one? Here. Take one.
Welcome to Sky Mesa. If you've been spending time in the dark underworld of City 17, then Sky Mesa will literally be a breath of fresh air. The sun, natural settings, and wide open spaces are yours to experience. Our anti-gravity system will keep you high above the influence of the Combine, so you can relax and enjoy all the activities our exclusive resort has to offer. Thanks for choosing Sky Mesa, and have a great day.
Never survive a jump from this height.
No, absolutely not. Why? Were you considering it?
Welcome to Sky Mesa. If you've been spending time in the dark